𝗂𝗲𝗵𝗶𝘀 and a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program with me, 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗸𝗀. Our top stories this week. 4G CID card launched with QR code linked to NDI platform with enhanced digital security and services. 2 individuals accused of posing as licensed lawyers as Bar Council cracks down on unauthorized legal services. And Bhutan's C-section rate higher than international acceptance rate, doctors attribute it to resource gaps and rising maternal age. Starting 7th August, the Department of Civil Registration and Census has rolled out the 4th generation CID card. One of the key features is a high-density biocrypto QR code powered by Bhutan NDI. This adds an extra layer of security, making it impossible for anyone to impersonate the card holder.
Your new CID card will look like this. The QR code is at the back of the card. The high-definition QR code enables users to access online services through the NDI platform. As part of Bhutan's digital transformation, the department has aligned the new CID with the National Digital Identity or NDI platform developed in collaboration with Bhutan NDI and GovTech agency. Moreover, it is a step closer to enhancing access to social services through NDI without smartphones.
We have another app coming up which will verify. So using this offline verification, the card, the QR code that has been printed at the CID card, the rural area people can avail the digital services by scanning the QR code at the 𝗬𝗁𝗂𝘀 level. So in that way, they can avail the services.
Officials said it is a secure bridge between the physical and digital world. The QR code on the cards are digitally signed and is tamper-proof, meaning that no one else can use your CID card.
This isn't just an ordinary QR code. It's first and foremost digitally signed and cryptographically encrypted. Therefore, it's very hard to recreate and it's safe from forgery. And if you use any ordinary QR code reader, then you will only see a plain text. But when it is used with Bhutan NDI's verifier app, then it gives you the power to authenticate.
The Home Minister gets his new card as part of the event. Meanwhile, the old cards are still valid.
As long as the card remains valid, then we will not issue the new card. As a result, we want to make the earnest request to the general public that you need not have to rush to process the new 4th generation. Otherwise, it will be quite difficult for the department. So whenever the card finishes its expiry, ends its validity, then people can come and take the new 4th generation CID card.
The 3rd generation CID cards were introduced in 2013 and are valid for 10 years. However, the printers used for the 3G cards have now reached the end of their lifespan. The department has imported new machines from Malaysia to print the upgraded 4G cards. With the rollout of 4G CID cards, accessing services could soon become secure, smarter and faster. This is Devika Pradhan for BBS News.
Bhutan now has a new Foreign Direct Investment or FDI policy. The Industry, Commerce and Employment Ministry launched the FDI Rules and Regulations 2025 last week. It is aimed at building a resilient, inclusive and sustainable economy through responsible and strategic foreign investments. The revised framework opens several sectors to full foreign ownership and introduces venture capital funds to support startups, while also encouraging stronger partnerships with the private sector. The vision of a mindfulness city in 𝗬𝗫𝗂𝘀 isn't starting with tall buildings or heavy machinery, but with bamboo scaffolds, the sound of tools, and the dedication of volunteers. Inside the new GMCA building, renovation work is in full swing as 𝗬𝗫𝗪𝘀 and 𝗊𝗪𝗪 carefully take apart the old to prepare for the new. A key part of this effort is that all materials removed from the building will be reused in other projects.
In the heart of 𝗕𝗵𝘂, the first building project of the 𝗕𝗵𝘂 Mindfulness City is taking shape, not only by hired crews, but with the hands of volunteers. While Finsom Builders, the local company contracted to renovate the structure, focused on raising bamboo scaffolding to repair the building's exterior, inside, another team is hard at work. 10 Desups from 𝗕𝗵𝘂, 4 women and 6 men, are the first volunteer group for this landmark project. Their job? To pack the items removed from the site, starting with these massive glass panes that once lined the front of the building.
Our main reason for volunteering is to serve the 𝗬𝗏𝗂𝘀. We are always ready to step forward whenever we are called, and we have been able to gather volunteers whenever needed. Above all, our deepest wish is to see our King's vision fulfilled and his project succeed.
They're joined by instructors and 𝗪𝗪𝗂𝘀 from the 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀 Power Training Institute, all ensuring that every piece is saved and repurposed.
We all are excited.
Everyone is excited about the GMCA project, and we feel truly fortunate to be part of its very first building. As 𝗪𝗪𝗂𝘀, it fills up with pride to contribute in our own way. Until now, we had not been able to do much for our country and the government, but this opportunity allows us to give back, and that makes us deeply proud.
Organized into specialized teams, they work with precision. Carpenters and masons guided by trainers, plumbers removing fixtures, and electricians dismantling lines. Nothing is discarded unless it cannot be saved.
We have a masonry team carefully dismantling the 𝗬𝗵𝗴𝗍 door frames. The plumbing group has removed all kitchen sinks and wash basins so they can be used again. Likewise, the electrical team is taking out sockets and wiring, while our carpentry team is focused on removing window frames, shutters, and ceilings.
With a $2 million budget, the new hub will blend tradition with modernity, complete with visitor galleries, shared offices, smart boards, cooling systems, and a restaurant. Works are expected to be complete by the end of this year. For now, the work is in careful hands. The walls may be changing, but the spirit building this city is already strong. For Pasang Doji in 𝗕𝗵𝘂, this is Sangi Chizom for BBS News.
The Bar Council of Bhutan has reviewed over 60 complaints received since 2020 against individuals misrepresenting themselves as legal practitioners and unlawfully offering legal services to the public. The Council is cautioning the public to refrain from seeking services from such individuals. More recently, the Council confirmed cases of 2 men allegedly offering such services and accepting payments. The Bar Council of Bhutan has found that an individual named 𝗕𝗵𝘂𝘀 falsely claimed to be a licensed lawyer, provided legal services, and accepted payment despite not being registered with the Council. As a result, the Council issued a warning and recommended the revocation of his trade license. Similarly, the Council ordered the revocation of Kinpin legal firm operated by an individual named 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, who allegedly falsely claimed to be a licensed legal representative. He had accepted fees without delivering the promised legal services and failed to communicate or translate documents as agreed. The Bar Council said it has received numerous complaints, particularly from Bhutanese living abroad, expressing dissatisfaction with the quality and reliability of the legal services they obtained. Many of these complainants reported issues surrounding the lack of communication, inadequate representation, non-responsiveness after payment, and unprofessional conduct by some lawyers, among others.
Complaints are now coming from various sources. Some of these very prominent sources are courts, from lawyers, from paralegals, and from the clients. And the nature of these complaints are usually in the form of breaching the code of conduct.
As numerous law firms operate without proper regulation, the Bar Council urges the public to ensure accessing services from lawyers registered and licensed by the Bar Council of Bhutan who are legally permitted to provide legal advice, represent clients, or prepare documents for legal proceedings.
You need to have a very qualified lawyer to navigate your cases because the legal aspects are required and to minimize your risk, and they also go to court and represent on behalf of the clients in a very professional way, which is difficult in a very average case.
Meanwhile, the Bar Council is working on strengthening its regulatory role to ensure that legal practitioners uphold the highest standards of professionalism and ethics. It intends to do so by enhancing its collaboration with the Dungkhak and district courts to monitor unauthorized legal practice. 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗸𝗀, 𝗵𝗵𝗴𝗱 News. The government could take Kinpin Motors to court for failing to refund subsidies or secure verified buyers for 28 electric vehicles under the EV subsidy project. A task force under the Prime Minister's office found that a total of 34 electric vehicles had not been delivered by Kinpin Motors and Bhutan Hyundai. The government had instructed both suppliers to either provide verified buyers or refund the subsidies by 8th August.
Kinpin Motors had not delivered 32 electric vehicles under the Sustainable Low-Emission Urban Transport Systems project. The task force instructed Kinpin Motors to confirm orders and deliver the vehicles by October. Failing that, the company was required to refund the subsidies. According to the task force, Kinpin Motors submitted a list of 23 buyers, of which 19 were not eligible buyers. The company confirmed only 4 valid purchase orders. Kinpin Motors was expected to refund subsidies for the remaining 28 electric vehicles. As the company neither secured approved buyers nor refunded the subsidies, the task force is discussing to pursue legal action. The company told BBS that it had written to the task force last Thursday, seeking an extension of 10 days to complete verification and processing. However, the task force rejected the request, stating it was inconsistent with the terms of the contract. Bhutan Hyundai, however, managed to confirm 2 new buyers just before the deadline, meaning no refunds are required from their side. They will have to supply the EVs before the end of October this year. 𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗀𝗀, BBS News.
The construction of the 1,125 megawatt Djilong hydropower project officially began last week. Groundbreaking ceremonies for the construction of access roads and bridges were conducted simultaneously at 𝗬𝗲𝗵𝗂𝘀 and Rewan in Mongar. The ceremony follows last month's contract signing with 2 private firms to build over 20 kilometers of access roads and 2 major bridges, valued at around 480 million 𝗪𝗏. Scheduled for completion within 1 year, this infrastructure will be critical for transporting materials, machinery, and personnel to dam, powerhouse, and head-race tunnel sites, among others. It is the second project after 𝗬𝗏𝗀 hydropower project undertaken with Tata Power. Dam, head-race tunnel, and powerhouse constructions are set to begin early next year. Thimphu has taken its first practical step to stop dumping and start transforming its organic waste. For this, a new composting facility at the 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀 landfill began operations last week using a Japanese aerobic method to convert wet waste into organic fertilizer. Though modest in scale, the initiative signals a long-awaited shift from landfill reliance to waste recovery.
Today, organic waste such as vegetable peels, food scraps and market waste make up more than half of all rubbish sent to landfill. Every day, over 30 tons of organic waste is dumped at the 𝗵𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀 landfill. Until now, this organic waste simply piled up, producing harmful leachate and methane gas. Leachate, a toxic liquid from decomposing waste, has long threatened the valley's soil and water, while methane emissions accelerate climate change. But the new compost plant will change that. This is how Thimphu's wet waste will now be transformed. Inside the new composting plant, a mechanical mixer churns a heap of rotting vegetables and soil. The mixture is a part of a carefully measured process: seed compost, brown sugar, rice husk, and water added to trigger fermentation. Over time, natural heat builds up, breaking down the organic matter into rich compost without releasing foul odors or toxic runoff.
Usually 3,000 to 6,000 liters of leachate is produced in 𝗵𝗂𝗶𝗀𝗸 landfill site every day. So this composting will help actually reduce the wet waste going to landfill and significantly help to reduce the leachate in the landfill site.
According to the 𝗬𝗵𝗶𝗀𝗀 office, the compost produced will eventually be sold affordably, reducing reliance on chemical fertilizers and supporting Bhutan's goal of becoming a 100% organic nation by 2035. They added that residents' support will contribute to the success through proper segregation of waste at source.
One difficult thing that we face when the waste comes in a mixed form is that we have to segregate here again. So we would like to request every individual to be conscious of your own waste and then be responsible how to actually dispose of your waste.
The composting plant was supported with approximately $47,000 or over 4 million Newton funding from the Institute for Global Environmental Strategies. Officials said this is a vital step towards a cleaner and greener Thimphu, where waste is no longer buried but returned to the earth as nourishment. Namgedem, BBS News.
The National Health Survey 2023 found that the rate of cesarean or C-section deliveries was little over 29% for every 100 births in the country. This is almost twice the acceptable rate considered by the international healthcare community. Doctors attribute this to lack of human resource and facilities for normal deliveries. It is also due to more women giving birth at older ages and growing health issues.
A doctor from the 𝗪𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗂𝗪𝗂 Mother and Child Hospital says the international healthcare community considered the ideal rate 25 years ago. He says with evolving socio-economic conditions over the years, the rate may be justifiable for Bhutan.
Given our shortage and given our limitations, I think it is at this point of time it is justified because we are able to give a healthy take-home baby to the mothers. The emerging factors, we also have elderly mothers coming who are delivering, and then we also have mothers who are coming with artificial pregnancy, IVF pregnancies. So these are the reasons why cesarean section is being coming into limelight. But we can definitely reduce a little lower if we have optimum number of health staff.
The National Cesarean Section guidelines include maternal requests for convenience, fear of labor pain and rising maternal age with associated health conditions, among others, as reasons for C-section delivery. C-sections are either planned or done during emergencies. In Bhutan, doctors say there are equal cases of both planned or emergency C-sections. While C-section deliveries are on the rise, studies show that they carry short-term and long-term risks that may affect future pregnancies.
We say that vaginal delivery, normal delivery, is 8 times safer than cesarean section by a factor of 8 times. How does this interpret by 8 times? Cesarean section bleeding is more. There is risk of injury to your bladder, your bowel, and then there is also a risk that because of bleeding you might lose the uterus womb. The womb may be cut, hysterectomy, peripartum hysterectomy.
He added that after a C-section, the mother's body takes time to heal, leading to a prolonged duration of hospital stay. Moreover, there can be infection in the surgery wound which might need reoperation. At the Mother and Child Hospital, the C-section rate is about 37%.
Among other factors, it is primarily attributed to the hospital receiving complicated referral cases. 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀𝘀, PBS News.
Months of hard work and high hopes have turned into disappointment for potato farmers of eastern districts as prices have dropped compared to last season. Potato growers from the 6 eastern districts take their produce to sell at 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀𝘀 auction yard.
At the 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀𝘀 auction yard, the current rates for bigger potatoes range from 22 to 23 𝗕𝗏 per kilogram. Around the same time last year, farmers fetched 30 𝗕𝗏 per kilogram. The fall in price has left many farmers discouraged, with some saying the returns barely cover their transportation and labor costs.
When prices drop, there is not much we can do. From children's expenses to running households, we depend on the income from potatoes. This year, we are a little disappointed because potato prices have dropped compared to last year. We depend on potato and worked so hard right from cultivation till harvest. And finally, when it is time to sell the produce, the price drops, discouraging us from doing agriculture works. We feel discouraged to work as prices keep plummeting. The Food Corporation of Bhutan has helped us, but the prices are still not good. It would be better if the government and agriculture minister could find alternatives to sell the produce.
According to an FCB official in 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀𝘀, price depends on Indian market as well as the quality and grading of the potatoes.
Potato in India, there has a huge production, and as well as the cold storage potatoes is currently available in the market, which the prices ranges from 7 to 9 per kg in India, Indian potatoes. So this prices has a direct effect to our Bhutanese potato. If the prices of the Indian are very low, then definitely our Bhutanese potato is going to affect. So if the Indian potatoes prices increases, then we have opportunity for the Bhutanese potato to have a better price this time.
He added that a price exceeding 20 𝗕𝗏 per kilogram is still profitable for the growers unless it drops to rates of potatoes stored in cold storage facilities. Since May, more than 64 truckloads or 640 metric tons of potatoes have been exported to India through the 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀𝘀 auction yard. As the auction continues, farmers have a choice to wait and hope for a price improvement or sell now at current rates. For 𝗬𝗏𝗀𝗀 in 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝘀𝘀, 𝗕𝗫𝗂𝗁 for PBS News.
𝗵𝗏 FC have booked their place in the AFC Challenge League group stage after a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Afghanistan's Abu Muslim Farah FC at 𝗕𝗵𝗂𝗀𝗀 Stadium on Tuesday. Both sides battled intensely in the first half but failed to break the deadlock. The decisive moment came in the dying minutes of regulation time when 𝗵𝗏 FC's Ghanaian captain Evan Asante slotted home the winner, sending the home crowd into celebration. That's all we have for this week. Thank you for joining us.